Hello ladies and gentle ladies, welcome back to another Industria development stream. I don't know what's happening with my camera, by the way guys. I just want to let you know this now. Something has changed. I don't know what's changed, but it's different. And I can't figure out why. So we're just gonna have to deal with that, I guess, today. Yeah, I don't know what is different, but something has changed. I can't figure it out. But yeah, anyways, we're going to be continuing with the conveyor system today. Also, wait, my mic is really loud. 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Wait. Hello, test. Okay. I don't know why my mic has changed too. What is happening? I think my OBS is like reset some stuff. Or something. Okay. Yeah, is that better on my mic though? That's the question. What is happening? Something has changed and I haven't changed anything, so I don't really know how. I need to listen back to myself because I don't know if this is fine or not. Oh, pardon me. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's fine, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Let me know, guys, if anything else is off during the stream, because I suspect those won't be the only things. I mean, first thing I can do, actually, I think my camera used to be cropped. And for some reason it's not anymore, I think. Now, how you crop something in OBS, I don't remember. It's been a very long time. Here we go. So if I do this, okay, let's just do like, okay, that's better. 1 second. I need to fix this before the stream, because, or before we start doing anything. Okay, that's better. That has frozen my camera though. Should we try again? Let's also turn the light on. Okay, now my camera's not coming back on. Oh dear, chat. This is not going so well. It actually is not just not turning back on. What? Whoa. What if I do this? Nope. Okay, my camera is actually not even loading in, like, Windows. Giving me an error. Uh-oh. Might have to have a no camera stream today. Let me just try and, like, unplug and plug it back in. Okay, I've unplugged it and plugged it back in. But it's still not working, is it? Oh, there you go. Okay. I don't know what's happening, guys. I really don't. Yeah, as I say, if things are off this stream with certain things, please let me know and I will do my best to fix them. But okay, let's go ahead and get started with what we were doing last time. So I think let's run the client so anyone who was not here last time can be a little more up to date. And then, yeah, we can start actually developing some stuff, of course. Now, I have not done anything since the last stream. I've just been too busy working on other things. So I think I said I was going to get something done between streams, but I just have not had the chance to do that. Okay, my camera's lagging as well, but that might just be because Minecraft is running, right? Probably. Okay. At least that's still in the right place on the stream. That's good. I don't remember this being the cherry one before. Okay, maybe I'm also going crazy at the same time. Because I don't remember it being the cherry one. It might have been, but I don't remember that. I don't remember what it was, but I feel like it wasn't that. But anyways, okay, so we have our filter here. This is what we were working on last time, the filter conveyor. So this is the filter. You can kind of see it there. One of the things I want to do today is make this more visible. So this will basically like highlight when an item is valid to go through. And then it will maybe we'll make it go green if an item is valid, and we'll make it go red if it's not. So let's put some items in, and I will show you what it does. So currently we don't have anything in here, so we obviously need to put something in here. So if we put like maybe a spruce fence gate in there, for example, then if we then put some spruce fence gates in the chest, let's grab a couple things. I'm just trying to think, how should we do this? Let's grab another chest. And let's grab a hopper. Okay. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll break the hopper, and then I can just spread items in the chest. And then when we want to send them through, we can just go ahead and use the hopper to do that. That's the plan. Okay, I'm failing a little bit miserably here, and then just do that, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Okay, now let's grab a hopper because I just removed it because I'm an idiot. And we should see that basically only the fence gates will go through here, everything else will go out there. So let's see. Okay, so the fence gates go through and those go out there. And if we switch to blacklist mode, the opposite will happen. So everything but fence gates will go that way. And you can obviously switch it back as well. So nice, that's basically what we did last time. And we also added these as well, so we can choose to match durability or not, we can choose to match enchantments, and we can choose to match components as well. And all of these work. We tested all of these last time. So I'm going to quickly fix this, because otherwise that's going to really bug me. So what we're going to be doing today, as I said, first we're going to be doing that rendering at some point. And kind of more importantly, I want to be able to have some kind of item selection in here, or in here, so we can like select an item. So maybe we'll bring up like a UI and we'll be able to select the item that we want. I was also thinking maybe we change how it works. So instead of being an item stack, maybe we make it an ingredient, and that would allow us to do like tags as well. So we could say, for example, like the Minecraft coal tag would then accept coal and charcoal, maybe. Obviously the only problem with that is that it becomes hard to render in the inventory, but we can figure that out. I mean, we can probably just render all the matching stacks, like have it iterate through them and render them like that. I think that's probably the best way. So I think that's probably what we want to do today. Now, before I get started with that, I just want to make sure that doing that isn't going to clash with anything else. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of other conveyors planned, and I just want to make sure that one of the other conveyors doesn't already do that. I don't think they do, but I think I should check before we do this. So, okay. No, we don't have anything like that in the other ones. We have a detector conveyor, but that's slightly different because it will basically work like a filter, but it won't filter it. It will just emit a redstone signal. So that one's not quite the same. And yeah, the other ones aren't really the same. We have like the counting conveyor, so that like after so many items go through, it emits a redstone signal. We have that one. All the other ones are just like normal ones. So no, we're not going to have any clashes. So I think we should do this. So this is then an ingredient, and I think that is the best way to do that. Now, what we could also do is, instead of just having like, and we have a couple options here. So the problem with rendering an item stack, like a single item stack like this, is that when we want a more complex like condition, so like say multiple different tags, it becomes a lot harder to visualize that with just like a single item. And maybe it could work, I suppose. I guess our best bet is just to try it and see what happens. So first of all, let's try and convert it to ingredients. Now this is gonna not be easy, unfortunately. I wish it was, but it becomes a lot more complicated to do something like these match methods. Yeah, in fact, something like match durability or match components just doesn't work. I mean, what we could do is... Okay, I have an idea, actually. We could have two modes. So we could have an item stack mode, which has all of these conditions, like for that specific item stack. And then we could have an ingredient mode, which would allow us to specify tags instead. We could also maybe say... Because currently we can only have one item stack per conveyor. I'm just not sure whether that's what I want to do in the long run. Do we want to say that you can only filter one item stack at a time? if yes, it would have to. It would become quite like. It would become quite zigzaggy, right? So you would end up with like best way to do that would probably be to turn this into a blacklist filter, right? So it sends it out the right, the rest go forward. In this one, you would have it blacklist send out the right, blacklist send out the right, and obviously you could join here. So I mean, let's try and replicate this real quick. So first of all, let's open debug mode because I honestly might just keep this. Maybe not exactly like this, of course, because this doesn't look amazing, but I might keep something like this just because it's so useful to have. But okay, what I'm thinking, right, is turn this into like a blacklist conveyor, right? Let's say we want all the types of fence gates to go into this chest, okay? What we would currently have to do, turn this into blacklist. Get rid of all of these matches because in that case we don't care, right? Then we'd have another filter. We'd have another filter. Like we just have a couple filters, to be honest. Right? These would all need to be blacklist. Now by default these all have diamonds in, but that's fine. We can just remove those. Okay. So if we just grab a couple fence gates. Okay, there's way more fence gates than I predicted, but it doesn't really matter because this is just to kind of conceptually show how this would have to work in its current state. I think that's more than we should have, but we'll see. So put a fence gate in there, put birch in there, right? Put jungle in there. And put acacia in there, and we can't fit dark oak, so that's fine. So then what we would have to do is we'd have to... So these would all have to be merge conveyors. Now merge conveyors are kind of a pain in the ass to place, I will admit. They might actually be broken because I don't think it's meant to do that. Yeah, merge conveyors are definitely broken. They are not meant to do that. Oh god, okay. Let's just clear for a second. Because there we go. Okay, then let's grab a merge conveyor. See if we can quickly actually fix this or not. Am I doing this the wrong way around or something? I'm pretty sure merge conveyors are meant to work like this. So like that would be the output of the merge conveyor. Yeah, this is a good point. Okay. In that case, we don't have to use merge conveyors. We can use normal conveyors. And this is the benefit of something... this is the benefit of the side injector, actually. So let's just do this, for example. And let's have a feeder conveyor. And then let's just have a chest at the end. So we'll do feeder conveyor, which... we need to actually put the chest down first for reasons. And also, feeder conveyor places the wrong way. So we have to do this. Hello? What's happening? What? Why are you doing this? Wait, is feeder not right? Oh, feeder isn't right. I meant to do a hatch conveyor. That's why it's not working. There you go. Okay. Yeah. I forgot which one was which for a second. Also, wait, where? Wait, where's these guys? Hello? Okay, that's a bug. I need to figure out why it does that. I don't know why it does that. Obviously, this system is imperfect, needless to say. But regardless, the only way we could do this Oh, that's actually... It's kind of hard. So... the way we would have to do this is we'd have to have this conveyor come out like that. And then it would have to go this way. And then come like back on itself. Like this. And then it would have to... We'd have to have a side injector. Like that. And then all of these would need to have a side injector on them. Now this one actually couldn't. So that one needs to come one forward because corner conveyors can't be injected into. So we'd have to have a side injector like that. And this would work in theory, right? Oh, that one's actually set to a diamond. So actually we can have a dark oak one then. That's nice. Oops. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. This one also has not been set to blacklist mode. Yeah, these also need to remove all of these. I mean, they don't need to, but it just makes it easier if they are. Okay, so you can see immediately that has worked, of course, but... So, like, if we now go ahead and put some things in here, right? So let's put some fence gate. Okay, let's grab a couple of these. Let's grab a couple of these. Couple of these. Couple of these. Couple of these. And then let's just grab some other items as well. So, like, maybe a couple redstone. A couple lightning rods. Sure. And then let's try and, like, just spread all of these in here. I don't know if there's an easy way to do that. I don't think there is, right? Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter, but... Okay. Okay. Let's do that, maybe. Okay. Just try and kind of... Oh, wait, that's an oak one. I didn't realize that was an oak one. Okay. Okay, that'll do, to be honest. So if we can now grab a hopper. Okay. We should now see that this works. So basically all the fence gates... Wait, no, I just realized I've done this wrong. Wait, no, I haven't done this wrong. I haven't done this wrong. Yeah, so all the fence gates will come down here until they meet the one that correctly fits that fence gate, right? So, obviously these ones go directly into here. These ones will just try and inject themselves onto this conveyor as they go around the loop. And eventually we will end up with all the fence gates in there, which we have already. Well, there's a couple more still coming. But you can see we've ended up with just the fence gates in here. And everything else is in here, right? So that works. And I don't know if I don't know how I feel about it. I'll be honest. Obviously, it would be easier if we could just have a single conveyor that does this. I think what we should do is we should have a conveyor. So the filter conveyor should work like this, right? So it should work how it currently does. A single stack, right? Single stack. It should also have an option to do a single tag. So like you can't have multiple tags because obviously then you'd only need one. So we just have a single tag for that. And then, I mean, I guess that's it, right? So just a single stack, single tag. I think so. I think that's all we need to do. So we need to have some kind of like toggle here. to switch between the two modes. I don't think it should be too hard though. So let's close the game for now. I don't see us needing that for a while. Okay, so let's do a private ingredient. We'll do filter ingredient. Let's just default get rid of this, so this can now be item stack dot empty. By the way, guys, Copilot is not working, so we're not going to be using that today. Just so you guys are aware. We will every so often have the JetBrains one. What's it called? Junie. That will come in every so often and be like, hey. But like most of the time that doesn't even activate. Like you can see right now it's not activating. So we're not really going to be using any AI today. Which I know some of you will be very happy about. Can you not have an empty ingredient anymore? Oh, interesting. Ingredients can't be empty. Right. Interesting. So, what we could do, we could have a custom ingredient. I think this implements custom ingredient, right? No. Okay, well, I guess the best way to do this then would be to use a fabric ingredient. Only problem with that is we can't serialize a fabric ingredient. Can we? Okay. I guess in that case, what we'll have to do is that will just have to be null. And that's the only way we can do that. I'm just thinking, actually, we don't need to do that, right? Because... yeah, so an ingredient can be created from a tag. Like this, as you see here. So we actually don't need to store the ingredient. We need to store the tag, right? So we need to store a tag key of item, which will be a filter tag. And that can be equal to... I don't know if there's like a... I don't think there is like like an empty tag key, right? We can do that, right? Obviously there isn't a need to actually default it to false, but that's okay. If this dot filter tag is not equal null, then we can do output dot store filter tag key tag oh my god, tag key dot codec, and then we can do registry keys or codecs registries item, there you go. And then we can do this dot filter tag, and then here we can do this dot filter tag is equal input dot read filter tag key Okay, and then do same thing again. And do or else. No. Like that. Okay. I think that's okay. So the next thing we want to do then is we want to actually have a mode. So let's have a private boolean. Is tag filtering? Set that default to false, and then we need to store this as well. Okay, I actually got it for us there. They are going pretty well. I think we're actually like coming along like very well, I would say. I mean, hopefully we have these ones done today. Would be the hope, but I mean, wait, is that Copilot back? Okay, Copilot might be back. W Copilot. Okay, 1 second. I need to rename this method to internal stack matches. And then we can create a private boolean internal tag matches. Oh, pardon me. This should be a does stack match filter, and then we can let's have a does tag match filter. Oh wait, no. We can do does match filter stack mode. No, I don't really know how to name this method. No, I don't like that. Let's just do it all in here. So we can do this dot is tag filtering. Then we can say stack dot is filter tag or filter stack dot is empty. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That was Copilot, right? That wasn't Junie, I don't think. Might have been Junie, but I don't think it was, right? So that'd be nice if Copilot is back. You can view the logs, can't you? Yeah, so I have actually used a little bit, so it is obviously, I think it must be working now. So that's always nice. So internal stack matches does match filter. Yeah, that's correct. So if it's tag filtering, then okay, I think we should do this as two separate if statements. So if stack is null or stack is empty, return false, of course. And then have our if statement like this. So I want to say like if it's tag filtering and well, if it's tag filtering, then let's just return like directly just return that, right? Yeah, but I don't like that. Let's quickly suppress for statements. Yeah, I just want this. Thank you. And then we can say if... What did we have before? What the hell did we have before? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look back at the stream. If this filter stack is empty. Ah, yes. If this dot filter stack that is empty. No, that was Junie. Okay, yeah. We are still using Junie. Copilot still is not here, unfortunately. Okay, so what I will do here is I will change this to set filter stack. And this will be get filter stack. And then we can have basically the same thing, but for the tag. So public tag key, get filter tag, return this to filter tag, set filter tag, this filter tag is equal to that, update. Nice, okay. And then we also want to be able to get the mode. So let's do public boolean is tag filtering, public void set tag filtering, and update, please. Okay, just make sure all the setters have update. They do. Okay, good. Okay, that's in there, that's in there. Okay, that's all fine, I think. So, if it's tag filtering, then it instantly will check if we're in blacklist mode or not, and then it just looks at those. And then if it's not tag filtering, basically, which means it's stack filtering, then we check if the filter stack is empty, in which case we return false. Otherwise, we just do our original checks, which check the internal stack stuff. So, match components, match durability, match enchantments, all in there. Okay, lovely. So the rest is just UI work, and hopefully this won't be too hard. Okay, so how do we even do this? This is going to be... I say this won't be too hard. I think this is actually going to be a little bit complicated. So I did not mean to open that. I meant to open that. Okay, a good way to start then is to have some kind of toggle. So there's two ways I see that we could do this. Option one is have just like a toggle button that like basically refreshes the UI. Option two is we have tabs. Now, I don't have a system for tabs currently. So to be honest, I would rather not do that. Because I think that would be a pain in the butt. So yeah, I think for that reason, we're going to use yeah, let's use... Shall we? Yeah. I mean, I think tabs would maybe look better. And I guess the big question is, where do we have toggle? But I think it's fine. We do actually, one second, we do need to take these methods we just created and plonk them in the menu class. We also need to make packets for them. I'm gonna cheat to do that because it will just save time. Rather than me having to create all the packets, register the packets, register the receivers, create the receivers. We can get Codex to do that whilst we're creating the screen class. So a little bit of multitasking. Can you create the method in the menu and payloads plus register payloads for the new builds in the block entity, and that will be the tag key and tag key and tag filtering enabled. Okay, so I'm going to set that off on that, and I'm going to put that on my other monitor. And in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll create the toggle button. So I think, luckily, I just have a toggle button. Yes, we do. We do have a toggle button. So this requires an X and a Y. Let's just do this dot left pos plus 8, and let's do this dot Y or this dot top pos plus 8. Okay. So what do you want? You want on pressed, okay. Toggled by default, so this will need to be this dot menu dot is tag filtering enabled. Okay. And then this will need to be on press. So we'll do underscore because we don't actually need the button, and then pressed, set tag filtering enabled, and I think that's it. Yeah, so the other thing we just do is obviously build it. So hopefully that kind of works. Now I'm just going to give Codex a second to lock in. Maybe? Is it? I'm not sure it's actually... Oh no, it is. Okay. Let me just do a double check to make sure it hasn't done anything crazy. Filter tag payload. Oh, I'm curious how it's done the codec for the tag. Filter tag is not equal null. Identified or stream tag. Filter tag dot location. I'm not sure about that, guys. That might be correct, but I don't think so. So let's go and find that. So set filter filter tag payload. I think we can just do tag key dot stream codec registries dot item dot encode buff payload dot filter tag. Yeah, we can just do that, so that would be easier. Can we do like... We can't do like a optional encode, can we? No. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Decode. Yeah, we just do that. It didn't add the methods in the menu, did it? Set tag filtering, there you go. It did, it just changed what they're called. So it's going to try and compile and it's going to fail, I assume. It might not. I mean, I might have just changed those just in time, but I think it's going to fail us. It actually did succeed. Okay. I did that in time then. So this will obviously add our toggle button. Now when this is pressed, we need to do a little more than just setting this boolean. So we need to kind of shuffle the UI around, right? I think what we can do is take all of these and put these in a method. So we can have like a private void init stack filtering UI. Init stack filtering widgets. And then we can have a private void init tag key filtering widgets. And then what we can do is we can say I'm just trying to think, how do we want to do this? Because we need, obviously, when you actually open it, for it to do this. And we also want to clear the widgets. I'm wondering if here our best option is just to call super.init, right? Or do we just call init, I guess? I guess we just call init, right? I think so. And then what we can do is we can say if that. I'm pretty sure that was Copilot writing that, but interesting. Now I will say, actually, we want this in both of them. So like that's fine. We can have that in both, but obviously this is going to have to be a different position. So we're going to write a to do here. To do change position. We'll come back to that because for now it's not that important, but it's just something we want to take note of. Okay. Now the only other widget we're going to have is going to be a text field. Now I want some kind of like autocomplete in here though for the tags, but we can figure that out in a second. Okay. 1 second. Just need to. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, we want some kind of like text field widget. I think let's test this first and see what happens. I think that's probably the way to go. Now the problem I see with this, and it's why I'm a little bit hesitant, is yeah. So doing this is fine, but what it means is when we go ahead and recall this init method, this boolean won't have changed in the block entity. So I'm thinking what we need to do is we need to just say in here, we need to tell it to actually go ahead and update the field on the client block entity, because otherwise that's just not going to work, right? Now the problem with that is I don't know if we have the block entity on the client. No, I think we do, actually. And this is something we should do for all of them, by the way. So just saying, like, this .block entity dot set filter. Okay, 1 second. I will also change this to set filter stack, and likewise here to get filter stack. And then yeah, just doing that in all of these, I think would be of benefit, because it just means that it would instantly change on the client side as well. So there wouldn't be that desync that we would otherwise have. So now that that's kind of done that shouldn't now be desync. So this should actually set that boolean, and now when init goes ahead and does this, it will call this, and what that will do is that will then actually get the correct boolean from the block entity. Now, we should just check in here, I guess. So we call update, but I think update automatically does a side check. Yeah, it does. So it does level is not equal null, then it just does this level is not client side. Okay, that's fine. Only thing is set changed. Wait. I've been calling set changed all this time. This does a block entity update, no? Like, this does a block update. Doesn't it? Level.block entity changed. Mark unsaved. Maybe it doesn't do an instant update, I guess. That's probably something worth looking into, because if I'm doing two block updates every time it does an update, that is definitely something that could be massively optimized. So I need to look into this. Check that this doesn't do a block entity update or a block update. I think it just marks dirty, but not sure. Okay. At some point I will come back to that and check that. I don't know when, because I'm going to probably forget after the stream, but at some point I will come back and do that, because at some point I'll go through the to-dos and see that. Okay, so so that sets that, then that calls init, so then that calls this. Yes. Should we run this and see what happens? I think that's the best way to go. And yeah, we'll go from there. So let's run it and see what happens. I'm thinking to maybe save some time. We may get Codex to write the text field with autocomplete for us, rather than having to write a whole autocomplete thing. But we'll see. I may decide I want to do it, or I may not. I don't know. So we'll see in a minute. Okay, so in here we now have our toggle. Okay, so that has not done anything. Also, what is this black thing? This is not the right toggle button. GUI widget toggle switch. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for. Toggle switch red green. Is that a boolean I have or something? Like, do I have like a colored one? Or do I have maybe toggle button dot default? Aha, there you go. Okay, I thought so. Let's also pop it in debug mode as well. so that if we do want to change something like that again, that won't be a problem. So that will now give us the colored ones. I should maybe make the colored ones default because I think they are just objectively better. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. We are going to want to change the Y position of that button though. Maybe like 16? I don't know if that will hot swap or not whilst we're loading the game. I mean it should, but it might not. I'm just gonna hot swap it a couple more times just to make sure it does. Okay. Nice. Okay, it's not quite working though, is it? Well, okay, the other thing we could try is just call rebuild widgets, which I think calls in it, right? Yeah, I think that's actually what we wanted to call in the first place. Nice. Okay, lovely. So that actually does rebuild the widgets now. So the next thing then is we're going to want to basically change the background texture. Depending on which mode, right? So I think this... Oh, it's crashed. I knew that was going to happen. I think each like checkbox, I think is 20 pixels high. Should probably check though. Height is equal get adjusted height. Get box size 9 plus 8. Okay, it's 17. Okay. So, okay. What we can do then... Let's open paint.net. I'm just waiting for that to do that. There we go. Okay, so... Here. So here's our texture. So what we're going to want to do... The only thing I'm thinking is we're not going to want to have it in the same position, right? So we're not going to want to have it in the top left because that's where we're going to have our autocomplete. So maybe we have it bottom right. So I'm just thinking if we do 17 in here, right? And then basically take all of that. Just completely yeet it. Bring this all the way down. And hopefully this is now 17 high. It's 18 high, so I messed it up by 1 pixel, but pretty close. Right, so that should now be correct. We can fill this back in. And this should be 17 high, which it is, so that's good. Hopefully the checkbox is actually 17 pixels, but we'll see. So then the rest of the UI, I'm basically going to leave the same. I mean, the height doesn't need to be this. I think it's fine. So let's go ahead and put this in there. So let's do filter conveyor tag mode. Okay, so what we can do is we can take our texture and we can rename this to texture stack mode. And let's also rename it in here as well, actually. So let's come into container real quick and let's go filter conveyor stack mode. Okay, like that. And then we'll do a identifier tag mode like that. And then what we need to do is we'll take this bottom one. So we'll do left pos 62, top pos 75, and we'll just use that for this one. And basically that should be in the right place at that point. And then see what this is real quick. Okay, so we're going to want to do some conditions in here as well. So we're also going to want to do if this dot menu dot is tag filtering, then just return super, because we don't care at that point. And we're just going to want to do that in all of these. So if this dot menu is tag filtering, then we're going to return nothing. Actually, we just want to return simple. Then in render, same thing. So if that, return, and that's basically it. So that kind of fixes all of those for us. Okay, and then cycles rebuild widget. Yeah. Okay, so next thing then is to actually create this text field with the autocomplete, right? Should we try and do this ourselves, or should we get Codex to do it? You know, I feel like taking a stab at it, and we'll see how it goes. So let's create a new class. Now, I am going to have to see how the widget system works, because I haven't touched it since they rewrote it all. So we'll see. So let's do a tag key text field widget. And then let's extend text field widget, or text widget, or so you got focusable text widget, multi-line text widget. Okay, well, what's just like the normal text widget? Abstract string widget? String widget. Okay, interesting. Not what I would have called it, but okay. Now, I don't know if this by default supports autocomplete. It may. I don't know. I doubt it, but maybe. Maybe. I guess we can have a look in here, right? Visit lines, clip text, abstract string widgets. No, it doesn't, because there would be fields and stuff in there for that. Let's go to implementations, I suppose, and we can have a look. No. Nope. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. Okay, we just have to write this ourselves then. So, best way to do this is have some kind of like autocomplete provider. So let's have a functional interface, and this will be a public interface, autocomplete provider, and this will have a list of string. What we can actually have, list of string is fine. Get autocomplete suggestions. I guess we don't have to have a string. What we could do is we could have t. And t could be We need a way to, like, turn it into a string. I guess we can just use toString, right? Yeah, we can just use toString. So we can take string query. Okay. And that's basically what we want to do. Now we can have like a default int cursor position. Interesting. No, we won't deal with that. We'll just deal with the whole thing, right? I think that's the easiest way. Well, No, what we'll do is we'll just use the cursor position to actually modify the query. I guess what we could do is we could do query dot substring cursor position, right? So that'd be basically from wait, no, we want the other way around, don't we? We want 0 to cursor position. Is that right? Yeah. And this can just be math.max between, or math.clamp. Okay, I think Copilot is here sometimes. I think it is actually doing things sometimes, but most of the time it definitely still doesn't seem to be. But I don't know. So that will clamp it between. Wait, no, that's not the right way around. Silly dingus, you are. Copilot or Junie, whoever you were. Must be Junie if it made a rookie mistake like that. Yeah. Okay. That should be fine. Now, what I was more inclined on doing, of course, was to have a default string, which will be to string or to string, basically. Yeah. And we'll just do objects.toString so that we handle like nulls and stuff. And then we could also do default t from string. Or, no, I guess we can't do that, can we? We also don't really need that, actually. So that's fine. So then here we can just have our autocomplete provider. Now, this class needs to be therefore generic, right? So, autocomplete provider of t. Pass that in here. And pass those through all of these. Nice. Okay. So what we want to do, let's have a private list of t, which, yeah, as it says, will be the current suggestions. Should we make this final? I say we make that final. And then let's do a new array list. Okay. Let's just do that. And let's also have some other things. So, for example, private int max suggestions. Set that default to like 5, maybe. Okay. We'll create a builder in a second as well, so that we can deal with some of these shenanigans. Okay, so what I would do, best way I would do this is I would have the, I assume it's called update nowadays. Is there not, interesting. Usually, or there used to be, an update method, or a tick method. I can't think of what else it would be called now, though. It'll just be in here, I think. Handle card, no. I should know it when I see it. I mean, okay, what does this do? Okay. Text renderer for widget. Interesting. God, that sounds very complicated. Let's see, is there still a tick method in the screen class? I think there is. Yeah, so we have container tick. Okay, that's fine then. So we can just have a tick method in here, in that case. So we'll just have a public void tick. And we'll just call that in the screen class. Not ideal, but it will work. Now render widget, do we need to do anything fancy here? Maybe. So so what we need to do in render widget is this is where we're going to render the autocomplete below, right? I think what we'll do. Do we actually want to do anything in tick? I actually don't think we do. Now that I think about it, we want to do char types. Hey, how is it going? It's going pretty well right now. We are working on adding a tag key field widget with autocomplete for the filter conveyor. Okay, I guess we have a couple options. So we could do this in char type, but then that won't work if we move the cursor. Or caret, however you want to call it. Do we have a cursor, handle cursor? Caret? No. Okay. I mean, we could just use key pressed, to be honest. Just seeing if that's used in here or not. Doesn't actually seem to be, does it? Wait, how? Okay, there you go. I was gonna say there must have been more in there. So we've got abstract text area widget. No. Just looking for like a normal string widget or abstract string widget. Abstract text area widget. So, But that just cool. Interesting. Why? Go to implementations. Here we go. Yeah, so over in the abstract text area widgets, edit box. Oh, guys, I think we're using the wrong thing. Wait, so what the hell is the string widget? Okay, either way, we want an edit box. I thought it was called something different. I never called it being called a string widget. Like what? Responder formatters. Interesting. So this has string suggestion. Interesting. How are you doing that? Might not have to do any of this, guys. This might save us all the time in the world. Okay. Okay, I see. So in that case, we're wasting a lot of time here. We can just use edit box then. Basically get rid of all of this. We do want all of these still. And then, well, actually, maybe I take it back. Maybe we do want all of those. Because we are still going to want a way to provide autocomplete suggestions, right? You know what, guys, let's get Codex to do this. There's no point wasting an hour trying to do an autocomplete widget when we're trying to do conveyors right now. Can you add an autocomplete widget? Use the existing edit box. Suggestions should be shown in a scrollable drop down below. The suggestions should be of a generic type and have a toString that defaults to objects toString. This should be done. This should all be done via an autocomplete provider interface that is passed into the widget constructor. The suggestions should be scrollable and have a configurable max cap. Wait. You have access to the Minecraft sources in /MC_source. Let's see. Okay, I'm actually going to leave that to run, and whilst it is running, we can think about what we need to do next. After we've got this working. Well, I mean, to be honest, after we've got this working, we're done with the filter conveyor, I think. Right? Just trying to think. I believe so. I can't think of anything else. Are we? So we'll have stack filtering where we can filter durability, enchantments, components, and we can choose blacklist or not. We have ingredient filtering or tag filtering where we can filter by tag and also enable blacklist or not. I think that's it, right? The only other thing I wanted to do was the rendering so that it goes green if it's valid, red if it's not. The only problem is, how in goodness gracious do we convey that data to the renderer? Maybe we don't do that, because that, I feel like, would be a lot of work. I don't know how I would convey that information of whether each item... It's also like, the question is also, when does it go green/red? Yeah, that wouldn't really work, would it? Because we don't know when it would go green or red, because there's like, there can be multiple items on a conveyor, right? So it's not as simple as it just goes green or red for each item, because that doesn't make sense, because there'll be multiple items on the conveyor. So maybe my idea there doesn't work. Either way, I mean, once Codex is done with this, we're obviously going to have to actually implement this into the filter conveyor screen. So we'll have to write the code to actually get the suggestions for the tag keys. I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't know if there's a way to do like tag key. I don't know. Tag keys. Item tags. Is there like a an all item tags or bind? What does this do? Tag key dot create values. Okay. Thank you. The values internal to a new week internal. What is this? The friggity frig is an internal. I have no idea. Okay. Well, okay. I guess we can. But that's just tag key dot create. Yeah, so I guess the only way then is to use this values, right? And then, yeah, so we'll have to write an accessor for this or something. Oh, tacky mixin. Oh, but that just adds fabric tag key, I see. So that's not really helpful. Yeah, I think the best way then is just write an accessor for this. I mean, what does this like? I don't know. The only problem is this doesn't. Builder.weak.build internet import. There has to be a better way, right? Okay, one second, guys. I think codecs may be done. So it says it's written the component. Let's just quickly see if we can have a look at it. So automatically edit box is what it's done. Okay, so it's got. Okay, it seems to have most of the things. So it's got like, yeah, it's handling like focused and things. It's got key presses. Okay. Okay. What about rendering? What does rendering do? So drawstring. Okay. Okay. It might be onto something. It might be onto something. So this is the suggestions provider it's made. So it's got a collection there. And then there's just a default toString function, which is what I said it should be. Lovely. I'll take that. Okay. Well, let's just see if it says it's done or not. I assume it will. I mean, I think I'm gonna go through this class though, and we'll have to clean it up a little bit. Because if you guys have ever used AI for shit before, you will know it does not write the best looking code in the world. So it's always a decent idea to clean it up. I'll start off by underscoring some things. The other thing it tends to do quite often is it puts this dot before methods. It actually doesn't seem to have done that here. But usually it does do that. Yeah, it actually hasn't here, so that's always nice. For the most part, admittedly, this doesn't look too bad. I mean, this isn't great, but I mean, it's okay. Yeah, so just minor kind of cleanups here and there, I think will be the primary thing. Make sure these are all fine. That should be like that. That should be like that. That should be like that. Do this for a couple of them. Nope, that's a method. Can't do it for that, unfortunately. Okay, it's doing scissoring and stuff as well, so that's good. Okay, well, I guess we test it, right? So here's the tag key rendering. So we do add renderable widget. Only thing it hasn't done actually, it hasn't added a builder. Can you add a builder in the class as an inner class? Done. Because that will help us here if we can just use a builder. Saves us having to have a massive constructor. Come on, codex. Give it a second. Okay, there you go. It's done. So now we can do autocomplete edit box dot builder this dot font, and then we have our autocomplete provider. Okay, so we are gonna have to make this generic. So we'll have to do tag key of item. Not like that, right? I think it's here. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll have our provider. We'll come back to that in a second. Then we need to do dot bounds. So we're gonna have this dot left pos plus 8. This dot top pos plus, I don't know, let's just do 16 for now. We'll come back to it, of course. Then let's do max visible suggestions. Let's just do 10 and see what happens. Then let's do, so we can do the default value here. So this will just need to be, yeah, that. I don't think it wants to be the location though, right? I guess it does, doesn't it? Okay, and then we have, so we can have a responder, we can have an on suggestion selected. I don't think we want either of those. We can actually do some other fancy stuff as well. So if we come in here, we can do bordered, can lose focus, editable, focus, max length, height. Damn, it's locked in. It's really locked in, it. It actually looks to have, you can even copy from an edit box. Okay, so the main thing obviously is our suggestions provider though. So, I mean, let's just make this implement autocomplete provider of tag key of item. And we can add our methods. Get suggestions. Hello, Super Z. Welcome to the stream. And then we can just pass in this as the provider. It doesn't like this though, so it does want a size. What's a good size? Like, I would say for the height, I would say 20. Let's go 96 by 20. Maybe? That's what I'm gonna go with. Okay, now let's do our get suggestions method. I'm gonna move this. Here. Okay, so here's where we have to find a way to get a list of the tags. I don't know how we do this. I really don't. The only way I can think is with an accessor mixing. An accessor mixing. And then getting the interner, and then using reflection or something to go into the interner, grab the map, and then go from there. I think that's the only way, to be honest. So let's do that. So let's go into then mixin. There it is. Okay, let's create a new class and let's call this tag key accessor. And this is how do accessors work? Do they need to be interfaces? God, it's been a very long time since I've wrote a mixin. So we want to accessor. No, sorry. We mix in on tag key.class. And then we accessor values. Is that how that works? Public static interner of tag key get values like that. Throw new assertion error. I think that is what you do, right? Is that right? I don't know. I mean, it's not complaining at me, so it might be. So let's try it, right? So let's do interner of tag key of item interner is equal wait, how are we going to do this? Because it's static. Like, can we just do tag key accessor dot get values? Is that possible? That needs to return tag key of item. Possibly? Now, can we get anything from the interner is the question. No, I didn't think so. So but that's because the interner doesn't give us what we need, so we actually need to cast the interner to an interner import. Interner import, which is somewhere. I reckon it's private, isn't it? Interner. Where is it? Is it private? Yeah, it is. Ooh. This can't be the best way to do this, guys. It can't be. It can't be. I just don't know where is the best way. Okay, wait, let's think. Let's think, actually. Let's think for a second. So when Minecraft reloads, right, when you do /reload, you're reloading the data packs, right? So it loads the tags from that data pack. So, therefore, it must do something with those tags. And even if it doesn't, we could plonk a mix in there and just steal them, right? So I think that's the best way to do it. Only question is how is that done? Best way to find out is just find where create is used and hope that somewhere hope that somewhere we can find them. So like we have tag loader here. Tag network serialization. Interesting. I reckon tag loader is the way to go then. This has a mix in. So okay. Load tags for registry. Okay, we don't need our janky mixin. That's always a good thing to know. Let's also make sure we get rid of it from the mixin JSON then. That's always a benefit, that we don't need our janky mixin. So we just need to do tag loader.load tags for registry. So tag loader.load tags for registry. Now we need the resource manager is the only thing. I don't know that this is going to work client side though. Let me just have a look at this one. Where you used here. Pending tags, register tags. This.registry.bind tags. Ooh, what does that do? Go create tag for registration. Oh, can we just get it from the registry? Maybe? Can we just do registry or registries the item? Wait, no, we have to use what's the class? Is it built-in registries nowadays? Built-in registries? Yes, it is. Okay. So can we get the tag keys? Maybe? Fingers crossed? I don't see it, Jack. Get tags. Is that it? No, I don't think so. Let's tag IDs. Is that it? I think so. So if we take this tag key stream and then return tag key stream like that. Should we try it? It might just work. I mean, I doubt it, but maybe. We can get rid of that now, can't we? Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Let's try it. Let's just see what happens. Let's also close some things that we know we don't need now. Okay, this is still not being called, but We'll see. What we'll have to do for that is we'll just have to have an on changed, and we'll have to see if what's currently in that text field is valid. If it is, then we just set that to be the tag key. If not, we just ignore. And that's basically the best way to deal with that, right? We can actually even do that right now. So we can just do... we haven't unchanged or something, no? Responder? No. Let's load into the world. I'm not sure if this is going to work at all, but if we do this... Yes, but the toString is not correct, which is actually not surprising at all. So we can do suggestion toString and just return that. Now I don't know if it's going to let us hot swap that or not. It does. Nice. Okay. Now the only thing is we can still see all of the things there. And we also can't scroll using the scroll wheel. Okay. Let's do the responder first. So let's take the string. String is equal string.trim dot replace first hash with nothing, just in case there is one, right? And then if string, it's crashed again. It's fine. If string is blank, then we just want to return, right? Else, we want to see if we can turn it into a tag key. So tag key item will be like that. This will need to be identifier.pass or try pass, I guess. I don't know what try pass returns. Okay, I see. Let's say if identifier is equal null, return. Okay. This should be registries dot item. And then just do this dot menu dot set filter tag key. Okay. And then let me quickly ask. I'm going to ask Codex why we can't scroll with the scroll wheel. So I can't scroll with the scroll wheel through the suggestion. Okay. Oh, uh-oh. Did the stream crash? Oh no, we're back. Okay. My camera froze for a second then. I think it's fine now, though. Okay. Just gonna give it a second to compile it as well. Okay, 1 second, let me just see if it's actually like doing anything. Okay, I think we can just run a game. Okay, we'll see what happens. We might want to maybe change this to an if statement, but I don't know, we'll see. We can actually do, is it $? No, it's that one, right? Because that means the start of the string, I think. So if we do that, then that means that will only do it if the hash is at the very start. Otherwise, it won't replace it. Okay, that might work. I see what it's done. So what it's done to fix it is it's overridden is mouse over, which it reckons means that oh yeah, yeah, that is a problem, isn't it? Oh, that has actually worked, yeah. So that means that those are now highlighted, but scrolling still doesn't work. We can scroll with the mouse, but we can't scroll with the scroll wheel. Okay, I can only scroll by dragging the... What's the thing called, guys? I always forget what the handle, right? Let's just see what that says. But I mean, this has worked, right? So if I now type in here like bed, oh, okay, that's a problem. So obviously we shouldn't be able to press E and it closes out. So that is a problem. Also, pressing E closes the GUI rather than typing it in. Mouse scroll in this empty version does not delegate to child widgets at all. The will event never reaches the autocomplete box on inventory screens regardless. Is that true? That can't be right. Okay, what it's rotor mixing. It's right in friggin' mixins, chat. People said it could never be done, but oh my god, it does appear to have been done. I don't believe this though. I really don't believe this. Let's go abstract container screen. I struggle to believe that Mojang would have made it so scrolling is not delegated to widgets. Like, that doesn't make sense. Because that means none of their scrolling would work. So, item slot mouse actions. Oh my god, it's correct. Wait, it's right. It's not delegated down. Wait. Wait, what? It's actually not. Like, like, codex is actually correct. This is only slot actions. It doesn't call the super method. It doesn't, because I assumed the super method. Yeah, so the super method gets the child and calls mouse scrolled. But in the container screen, it doesn't. It just returns false. That's wild. That's crazy. Let me look at the mixin. Has it actually done it correctly? If child is mouse over and child mouse scrolled. Yeah, I guess. What's this in? That's done this? Abstract container screen, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'm also going to queue that message up so that it sees to fix that. That has apparently caused it to fail compile though, so I'm curious. Let's look at the mix in its row. No, it has compiled. I'm shocked. I don't know if that's a bug or not. Presumably it is, right? Okay, so let's see what it does about the E key being rest. I'm actually shocked it's wrote a mix in though. Like that's kind of crazy. That is not what I expected. Okay. It's wrote another mix in. It's just wrote another mix in. Oh my god. It's just... I don't believe it. Oh my god, AI is getting way too good, guys. This is where it's time to be concerned, when it starts writing mix-ins. Oh dear. Okay, that failed to apply. Probably because I made a change, didn't I think. This is crazy, bro. I don't believe this. So let's see what the mix-in is wrote this time. So focus is in some sort of edit box, and edit box can consume input. It doesn't make sense though. Like, I see why it's finding that this is the case, but like, does Minecraft not have any container screens that have any edit boxes in them? Surely they do, right? I'm just trying to think, are there any? I actually don't think there are. The anvil, right? Anvil. Right? Let's just put something in here. E. I can type E. So, I don't think this is necessary. I'm just going to tell it it's wrong. I don't think these mix-ins are necessary. The anvil screen. Oh, but it's not. It's not a container screen, is it? Or is it? No, I think it is. I think it is. The anvil screen does not have this issue, and it is a container screen, and it has an edit box. So please look deeper into this issue. Okay, let's close the game because now we know we don't need that open. Let's see what it does about the anvil screen. I mean, I could look into it myself whilst it's running, but Let's see. Let's see what it says, I suppose. Anvil screen does not rely on container default handling. It explicitly routes key presses to its edit box first and also says initial focus to that field. Really? Really? Let's have a look. Is this true? It is. It is true. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's hopefully gonna revert the changes in the mix-ins, and it's just gonna put it directly in the screen class. But I'm shocked it's done the mix-in approach. Like, that's kind of crazy. And it's actually kind of funny because people have said, like, I have literally seen people say AI is never going to be able to understand, like, mix-ins and stuff. Or AI couldn't write mix-ins. And here it is, just happily writing mix-ins. Yeah, it's crazy. What has it done? I spotted one follow-up problem with mirroring Anvil 2 list reset. Can lose focus. Folds is not a good fit here. Because the screen also has other widgets. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But I am actually, like, I am genuinely impressed that it has actually, that it's wrote a friggin' mix-in. 2 mix-ins. Okay, has it actually edited this, though? To go back to how it was? Yeah, it has. Okay, good. Okay. So what's it done in here, then? Let's have a look. So... Sure, okay, do that, whatever. Let's also do that. Also plonk that down there. Just make this a little bit easier to read on us. Okay, that's fine. Okay, texture tag mode. Oh, that does need to change. Yes. So what I will have to do is in render background, I'll have to do this dot menu dot is tag filtering, then texture tag mode or texture stack mode. So I'll just do this. There we go. That's a bit easier to read now as well. Okay. But that does make me think that maybe AI has more of a chance nowadays. Like, genuinely. I still don't think AI is really good at Minecraft modding, but now that it apparently knows how to write mix-ins, I give it a little bit more of a chance than I would have previously. I will say this is probably because I'm using 5.4. And if you guys don't know, 5.4 is just much better than like 5.3, and more specifically 5.3. Oh no, 5.3 only had codecs, right? There wasn't a normal 5.3. But 5.4 is much better than 5.3 codecs, so that's probably why, I imagine. But okay, let's get rid of that because we don't care about that, right? Nice. So now can we type bed? We can. So what happens if I press... Interesting. So... Now, the other problem is obviously we can see the slots down here when we hover over them. I don't know if it's possible to fix that, though. I'm going to ask it, because maybe there's a way, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't know how to fix it. Let's put it like that. So AI is my only chance here. It's kind of a joke. I mean, I could probably fix it if I really looked into it, but I'd rather not spend the time on that because it's not really an important bug, right? How do I even ask the question? When I hover over the suggestions drop down, if it's over a slot, it also highlights that slot. Is it possible to fix this? My guess, if I had to guess of how you would fix this, I would say you probably override is mouse over, right? That would be my guess, and that you basically just kind of redo the logic of that method. Yeah, that's what it's gonna do. That is actually what it's going to do. So it's wrote this method, and presumably, or is hovering. Okay, I mean that works too, I guess. Wait, is that one? Wait, oh yeah. I think that's what it's done. Should we see? Because it's really hard to see in the actual codex UI. Yeah, I didn't know is hovering existed. I would have used is mouse over, but I assume it's done that because is hovering is called specifically by the slot stuff. Yeah, it is. It's used specifically for that, so that's fine. Okay, and it's done a not-null check as well to make sure it's actually there. You know what? I am impressed. I am impressed, actually. That has not compiled. We're gonna have to restart the game. But it's smart. It's getting smarter. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it is getting smarter. Might be out of a job soon. Worst part is I don't even have one yet. So it's not great, is it? But it'll be fine. Okay, once this has done this, we need to like mess around with the positioning a bit. But yeah, apart from that, we should be done. I think, as I said, we're not going to do the rendering. It's just not going to work, I don't think. Like, I could ask Codex to try and do it, but like, I just don't know how it would actually even work, like, from a visual perspective rather than an actual programming perspective. That has actually worked. Nice. You can see that's worked. Like, I can't now click on the slots below it or anything. I am curious, actually. The other thing, if I click away from the drop down, it's not closing the drop down. If I click off of the drop down, I want the drop down to close. Because otherwise that's really annoying. Also feels like it's rendering that text above, but I don't think it could be. No, it might be. No, I actually don't think it is. It looks like it is, but I don't think it is. see if we can hot swap this. Don't know if we'll be able to hot swap this or not. Should be able to, I think. I don't know exactly what it's going to change, but I think we should be able to. Nope, can't hot swap that. Mouse click now just misses the order. Okay. Does it? Yeah, it does. Okay. That's fine. Before we do that, I just want to check that we can actually like click on one of these. We can. Okay. We need to make it bigger though, right? My suggestion of 96 was not correct, so let's try 128. Yeah, we can't hot swap any of that, unfortunately. Oh, I can't press escape anymore. Oh, I can't press escape to close the UI anymore. Yeah, that's a problem, because that obviously shouldn't be the case. Right? Yeah, we can't hot swap that, can we? Damn it! Okay, we're gonna have to restart the game then. Bit annoying, but it's fine. Tomorrow, by the way, guys, we will be back on Railroad. I have already scheduled that stream for tomorrow. And then, yeah, next weekend, I think we'll do Industria Saturday again. And then Railroad Sunday. Whether I stick to that going forward, I don't know. But for now, that's what I want to do. So, okay, that works. Now, can I type E? I can type E. Okay, that's good. Okay, so if I do Piglin loved. Okay, now if I... So I wonder if that has set that to that. It has. Okay, lovely. So what if I type in beans? Oh. Oh, wait, maybe beans... Wait, maybe beans is an actual tag key. It might actually be one. Would it be one? No, surely not. Maybe it is, though. No, it's not. Interesting. Yeah, we need a way to, like, see if the tag is actually a thing. Right? So, like, I don't know how we would do that. But, like, built-in registries.item. Get tag or empty. Or I guess we could do list tag IDs and then filter. Find first is present. Then we do that. Right, like that. But otherwise we just don't do anything. That'd be the best way to do that. I don't know if we can hot swap that or not. We can, apparently. So that's good. So I now do beans. Yeah, that's not gonna work. If I do meat works, but if I go beans, Nice. It stays as meat because it just doesn't change. That's fine. Other thing, I do want to change that top pause to maybe like 36. Oh, that's the wrong thing. 1 second. That's fine. This needs to this needs to be like 36. Nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Toggle needs some work in terms of like where it is. So just blacklist mode. I wonder if we can put blacklist mode up here, maybe. What do we think about that? Yeah, that's crashed again. I knew that was going to crash. That's fine. So if I put this at 16, I wonder. Let's go paint.net again real quick. Yeah, I have done a fair amount to do. Well, not that much, really. No, not that much, wide. Done a little bit, but not that much. Where are we from the top? So, 12. I mean, if we're saying 16, that's there. Okay. Hopefully next time we're going to get a little bit more done, though. Because next time we're going to start working on a new conveyor again. Which I think we'll do the drop chute next time. Maybe? I don't know. If that we'll do a more interesting one. Like maybe the detector conveyor. Or maybe we do a wacky one. Like the mob conveyor. Or the magnetic conveyor. Right? Maybe we do one of those. I don't know. The mob conveyor, by the way, is going to fuck absolutely everything up because the system is not designed for that. It's only designed for items, so that's going to be interesting. I'll probably have to register like a fake item, and that will have to be like a mob conveyor item or something, because otherwise I don't know how I'm going to do that. Anyways, let's rerun the game. I need to figure out why it's crashing. Because this is obviously something with this screen that it doesn't like. But I need to figure out what that is. I don't think I'm doing anything weird, right? So, presumably it's an issue of the JetBrains runtime, but obviously I'd still like to get that fixed if possible. Yeah, anyways, tomorrow we're going to be back on Railroad and we're going to do the what's it called? The version diff thingy thing. That's the plan, but we'll see. So, if we come back in here now, yeah, that's much better up there. That is much better. This being green and red doesn't really make sense, does it? It's fine. Okay, let's try this, right? Let's put some meat in here. So let's grab some meat. Okay, we can't do that, unfortunately. Can we do Minecraft colon meat? We can! I didn't know you could do that. Interesting. It shows up purple as well. That's pretty fun. Okay, anyways, let's then put like I don't know, something else in here, like redstone, diamonds, just some wacky shenanigans, right? Let's just get more normal numbers of things. so that we don't just fill the entire thing up. Right, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Do that. That. Oh god. Wait, I could just do this, can't I? There you go. Oh shit. But that does it like that. I see. That makes sense. Yeah, I would have to have done. Yeah. I get it down to 8. Nice. Okay. Trying not to double click. Okay. So if I now plonk these in here, I think that's actually going to go above the number, isn't it? Okay. Okay. I will do like this then. And then I can do... Oh wait, that's not quite what I wanted. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if I do that, we should see that the meat will go that way. Nice! Look at that, guys! So we can now use tags to figure out what we want. And if we can then, if we just do this, it switches, right? So everything else goes that way. But if we go back to our tag mode, it goes that way. Nice! That is sick. I like that. That's good. Okay. That's basically it for this. I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to do. I mean, at some point it could do some polishing, of course. But for now, I mean, that's fine, right? I guess, do we start working on another conveyor now? Is there an easy conveyor that we can whack out in, like... In... How long do we have? 34 minutes? Or 24 minutes, I mean. No, 34 minutes. Yeah. Okay. I thought I read the time wrong for a second, but no, I did. I mean, something like the magnetic conveyor would actually be pretty easy, funnily enough. The problem with them, of course, is it means that each conveyor would need to be a block entity. But, I mean, that's fine. We could do that. I reckon we can whack that out in... Yeah, we can do that in half an hour. Definitely. Definitely. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it, chat. Let me just commit what I have. Let's also close this, because we're not going to need that for the moment. Let me go Industria. Okay, so what's changed in here, by the way? Nothing. Okay. What's changed in here? Okay. I don't know if those are needed, but... Oh, no, they are needed. Yeah. Okay. Let's try and get Copilot to generate the thing, but it probably won't. We'll see. I mean, it will, but it might not do a great job. That's actually alright. Okay. That'll do then. Nice, push. Okay, so... Magnetic conveyor. So let's go into the block in it, first of all. Let's come all the way down to the bottom. And let's go magnetic conveyor block. And hopefully... No. Okay, we're just going to have to do it manually then. That's not fun. Register with item copy. Nice. Okay, Copilot woke up. Thank you, Copilot. Thank you for waking up. I do appreciate that. Conveyor block. New class. Let's not do new class, actually. Let's do basic conveyor block. Let's go... I think with magnetic conveyors, actually. Yeah, with magnetic conveyors, I'm not going to have turn conveyors and I'm not going to have vertical conveyors. I think that's probably the best way to do it, because otherwise I think that'd be really jank. So, yeah. Okay, so we'll just do... What's the best one to copy, then? None of them, really. I guess feeder, and then we just take out the logic for... Well, not feeder, actually. Hatch, maybe. Well, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Let's just do feeder. Wait, no, because hatch... No, we'll do feeder. Yeah, feeder. So this would be... Oh, God. Magnetic. Did I type that right? Magnetic, yes, I did. Okay, so we've got phasing, waterlogged, enabled. Nice. This will be... magnetic. Okay. So use on, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Just need to see what we need to get rid of. In out is relative facing. It's enabled. Get speed. Get item limit. Fluid state mirror. Quick neighbors after removal. Tick. Update shape neighbor changed on place. Okay. I think that's all fine. I expected there to be something different in here, but there isn't, so that's fine, I guess. Okay. So then we go into our block entity type init. Go down to the bottom. We go block entity type, magnetic conveyor block entity, magnetic conveyor. Okay, thank you, GoBiler. Now it's waking up, bro. Okay, apparently that's not in here, but it is. Oh, because it's magnetic conveyor block. That's not correct. Nice. Okay, so then we need to create the block entity. Now, yeah, we don't need to do anything special here, so we'll just create a magnetic conveyor block entity, extends Industria block entity, implements tickable block entity. Okay. We need to do block init dot magnetic conveyor. I think. Am I missing something? Especially no argument. I think it's fine. I don't know. No one's complaining about, to be honest. It isn't like this. Why isn't it like this? What am I missing? Oh, I'm missing a bracket. That's why it's complaining. Okay. Okay, so if this dot level is equal null, or this dot level dot is client side, return. Okay, all we need to do is have an AABB. So private final AABB. Magnetic bounds is equal to a new AABB. Let's just do -3 or something like that. So that would do 16 blocks, right? Let's do 5 blocks. Okay, so then we can do a list of item entity. Item entity items is equal this.level.get entities. Get entities of class. Here we go. So an item entity.class is not magnetic bounds. If item is removed, continue. Wait, 1 second. I might need to actually disable Junie. That might be why Copilot's not working. No, never mind. So item is removed, continue. Okay, then we need to get the conveyor conveyor network is equal conveyor level, or what is it, level conveyor networks dot get create this dot level and cast. Can I not cast? Okay, fine. Cringe, but okay. So then we do this. Okay, so then we do, that's the networks. So then we do networks dot get network this dot world position. Okay, if network is equal null, continue. Okay, that didn't disable Junie, but okay. Where do you want to do this? Up here. Return. Then we want to get the conveyor storage. Storage is equal network dot get storage. List dot level, or we can do server level world position. Then we can do if storage is equal null, return. If storage dot cannot accept incoming item, return. Okay, let's also count ticks as well, so we don't do this every single tick. So int ticks is equal 0. Let's do this dot ticks plus plus. If this dot ticks percentage, should we do it like every second or every half second? Let's do every second. If that is equal 0. Wait, no, if that's not equal 0, return. We can actually simplify this a little bit by doing this dot ticks plus plus. Let's also simplify this by doing an or statement like that. Okay. We can actually add a predicate here, and we can say item entity is removed. And we can say not removed, which means we don't have to do that, which simplifies a little bit. Yeah, and item dot pickup. We want to see that it doesn't have a pickup delay, right? What is the point in this? Oh, we can just do this. That's nice. Should we just do that? Yeah, let's just do that. Okay. So then what we can do in here is we can try and insert it. So we can do storage dot add item. We can do a new conveyor item that takes in the position, so this dot world position, and item dot get item dot copy. Oh, but we can only take one out of the stack, right? So let's get the stack. And then we can do shrink 1. We can do copy dot shrink 1. Or we actually can't do it like that. We have to do stack dot shrink 1. Okay, and then we can do stack like that. Or we could just do add thing, but we can't apparently. Maybe we should get rid of this. Now let's just make it run every 5 ticks, right? So every quarter of a second. So then, if it's added the item, then we can do item dot set item stack dot copy. Oh, wait. No. Here we need to do dot copy with count 1. And then we do item dot set item stack like that. And then if item dot is, or if stack dot is empty, then we can do item dot remove reason dot discarded. Okay. I'm going to rename this to item entity and rename this to item entities because it's bugging me. And then, yeah, I'm just thinking it might be better to just do here a copy with count, get count -1. That way we don't need that. And here let's just do that actually. And then get rid of that. And then just do stack is equal that. Because then we only need to do it there, which is much better. Item entity look at item count. Okay, well we can at least do all 3 occurrences and do item stack like that. Rename this to entity stack. So there you go, that copies with the count. Then we set the item entity to have that stack. If the stack is empty, then we remove the item entity. I don't know if we need to do this. I think it probably does that automatically on tick, but just in case it doesn't, then we have sorted that out, right? Now the only thing I will say is obviously that's going to instantly just teleport the items, but eventually we might want to make it actually just like drag the items onto the conveyor. For now, that's a little bit more complicated and more computationally expensive, so we'll come back to it. I'm actually going to double up there as well. No, I'm not. I'm not actually, because that's just harder to read, right? Okay. I think I'm going to say else we just break. Because if we can't accept the incoming item, then we know it's full anyways. So, like, we just don't need to continue going through the rest of them. That will be fine. Okay. And that's basically it, to be honest. Like, that is it. Only thing we need to do is go item storage in it. And we need to go ahead and register it in here. So we need to do block in it dot magnetic conveyor. And then we need to also go into the anchor provider. This. And we need to just register a straight one. So register anchor provider, block in it dot magnetic conveyor. Nice. And I think that's it, unless I'm missing something. We need to do the data gen, of course. Should we quickly go ahead and try and do that? Let's do that. Okay, so where conveyors? Okay, so drop self, blocking it dot magnetic conveyor, block tag provider, add blocking it dot magnetic conveyor, English language. We go. Translation builder dot add block in it dot magnetic conveyor, and then we go model, okay, so here we want to do private static void register magnetic conveyor block model generators, and I'm just gonna copy the normal conveyor. Wait, no, I'm not though. Ooh. Well, I mean, I kind of want to. But I also can't. Also, yeah, these can definitely be inlined. I don't know why I didn't inline them originally. Yeah, the only reason I can't do that is because this has all these different friggin' shenanigans. Okay, I guess I will just use this then. Because that's, I mean, the easiest one. 1 second, that's ladder conveyor. I need to go past ladder conveyor. Okay, and register magnetic. Then we do magnetic. Magnetic. Okay. And then in our good old register method, if we find it real quick, we create that. And like that. Okay, now the name I'm going to put in here is just going to be conveyor, I think it's called. And I think the name will just be, yeah, that'll be fine. Oh, but that might not work actually. Because the block state needs to be different. Bugger. Okay. Fine. We'll do magnetic conveyor, and I'll just copy across the JSON file for the model. Wait, I need to call that, of course. Not going to be any use to me if I don't call it, is it? Just got to find the conveyors first, apparently. Are they at the bottom or something? Conveyor. Register filter conveyor. Found it. Register magnetic conveyor block model generator. Okay. Okay, and then recipe. Now, eventually the recipe for this one will actually just use magnets, but for now, that's kind of not possible because we don't have them. Compass. Sure. I mean, that actually makes some sense. Kind of. Not really, but close enough, right? So that's fine. Okay. I think that's it. I feel like I'm missing something. Probably am missing something. Don't know what, but we're just going to run it. And that will be done. Yeah, done it already, right. Magnetic conveyor is done. Oh, wait, okay. I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was running the client, but no, I forgot I was running data gen. I'm losing it. Are we getting... I think we're actually going to get this done before 10. I mean, hopefully it works straight away, but we'll see. Oh, I didn't copy the model file. So it is going to work, but the model's not going to work. We can fix that very trivially, though. I can do that right now. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. It doesn't really matter, actually, does it? Because we're not going to be using this system anymore. So let's just grab some magnetic conveyor. Okay, let's just go in here. Models, block, conveyor. Is that fine? Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so let's paste that in there. Let's go magnetic conveyor. Okay, and then all I have to do is build project. Wait, 10 hours for it to do this. FYI, I have no idea why it takes so long to build the project. It shouldn't take this long, but it does, so. Okay, nice. So we have our magnetic conveyor, which just looks like a normal conveyor, of course. But hopefully, if I drop something on the ground... Yeah. So, Well, This is interesting. So it's working, but I have just realized that it needs to pick the closest conveyor, right? That's what it should do. It should pick the closest conveyor to the item. But I don't know how to make it do that. Because obviously they all tick independently, right? I guess the only other way is that we have a mix-in into the item entity itself, maybe? Like, maybe we hook into the tick method of the item entity, and we tell the item entity to go to one of the conveyors. That might be a better way, because that way they're not all, like, attacking each other, right? I guess this would kind of be solved when we have, or when we decide to implement, like, some kind of velocity. Because if the conveyors are pulling the item towards them, then we can have it so the conveyors that are the closest to the item would have the strongest pull, and so it would just naturally go to the closest conveyor, so that would kind of solve the problem. I don't know how we would do that either, though. I guess basically the exact same thing, right? We would just set a velocity onto that item. Should we see if we can get Codex to do this? I'm curious. I don't know if it'll be able to do it, though. Well, I always say this, and then it surprises me every single time. But, in the 4 minutes we have left, we might as well give it a shot. Because I can't do it in 4 minutes. Can you make it so that instead of the magnetic conveyors instantly pulling items onto the conveyors, they instead set the velocity of the item so that it goes towards the conveyor. The velocity should be is proportionate the right word? I think relative. Should be relative to the distance between the item and the conveyor. i.e., closer conveyors have a stronger pull. When the item intersects with the conveyor, it then gets put onto the conveyor. Let's see. Okay. You also have access to the Minecraft source code at /MC_force if you need it. Okay. I mean, I actually don't know how expensive the AABB checks are. I assume, my guess is that they are quite expensive. If I had to guess, if we go to implementations here, level, get entities gets, yeah, so I think it just runs a massive predicate. Go to implementations, server level, get entity getter. Interesting. Yeah, I suspect it's moderately expensive. Okay. And what happens if I like spam items on the ground actually? Because in theory it shouldn't be able to just pick them all out. Look at that. That's very interesting. I mean, it's just infinitely going to pick them all up, right? So they should eventually just all end up here because they just will, right? Okay, let's see what it's done. So get entities, insert item, pull item towards conveyor. Might have worked. Actually looks like decent code as well. Oh, we're not running in debug mode though. Okay. Let me just put that on my other monitor. And let's run it in debug mode. And I guess let's see what happens. Just trying to see what it's actually done here. I mean, it might have worked. The only thing is, eventually, I won't want it to, like, just pull it towards the conveyor. I want it to kind of, like, go onto the conveyor. I don't know how hard that would be, though. I might have to kidnap Basti again. And see what he has to say. And there's probably something Codex could do as well, but I'd rather have Basti do that. So I'd rather kidnap him to do that than slave Codex into doing it. Okay, so, I mean, let's see what happens. Interesting. I don't know about that. I mean, it's like pulling them in, interestingly enough. The items jump towards the conveyor rather than having a consistent pull, and also they never actually go onto the conveyor. Okay, let's close that because that obviously has not worked. And this will be the final attempt. And if it will either do it or it won't, but we're going to end the stream after this. I'll probably see about kidnapping Basti just to get this to do it anyways. So Okay, current pull pull is to keep rewriting the velocity towards the nearest block face with snaps direction and control against the blocking. Okay, pull becomes. I mean, let's see. Maybe too much math here for me to get it, but let's give it a run and find out, I guess. Okay. Oh, I see. It's developed. It's made like a bounds that means that items around it get pulled in rather than items that are inside the AABB. That makes sense because obviously items wouldn't be inside of the AABB. So that's why they didn't go onto the conveyor previously. But I don't know if it's actually going to have fixed the issue where they were like going into the middle or not. It hasn't fixed anything actually. Interesting, so if I throw them on top it works. What does it do it? This is very strange. Bros are all just trying to freaking jump. Yeah, so it's obviously not quite right. And I mean, this could be because of the ticking. Oh, it's actually just removed that. Never mind. I was gonna say like, oh, maybe it's just because it's not ticking. It's only doing it every 5 ticks, but nope, it's just decided to remove that. I think I'm gonna revert to what we had before for now. And I'll come back to that, right? I'll see about kidnapping Basti, yeah, kind of as I said. And, you know, we'll go from there. So yeah, obviously that's kind of better, I would say. Like obviously it's not amazing, but it's better. Because obviously at that point, then we can stick some conveyors down and just go into like a feeder into a chest, right? Yeah, that has not worked. Oh, because I keep getting the hatch and the feeder the wrong way around. But if I do conveyor. Okay, so now if I do that, you don't do that too, sure, whatever. Obviously those will just get pulled and they go in. And obviously you could easily, I mean, like that's fine, like it kind of works, right? So for now I'm perfectly content with that, but later on, as I say, we'll kidnap Basti and we'll see about getting him to make it actually like look decent. So that they actually go like onto the conveyors rather than just, you know, jumping towards the conveyors. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream here. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll be live again with Railroad tomorrow. If you're not in the Discord, Discord is linked in the description, or you can do !Discord in the chat or not. Or not? Hello? 1 second. I may have forgot to... Oh, no, there it is. It just took a second. So yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. Good. Bye.